Sawasdee krap, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome once again to TSN Talks. Today, in this episode, we have a young, dynamic youth who is in the crypto blockchain industry, and he is the CCO of CryptoMind. He's with me. Please welcome Kun Mana Khanijou. Sawasdee krap.
สวัสดีครับผม
Mana. Welcome to TSN Talks. Thank you for
Thank you
being
for having
at
me.
our show today. So, how is it, Mana, being the CCO of CryptoMind?
Yes, so let me formally introduce myself a little bit. My name is Mana Khanijou. I am the CCO of Merkle Capital under CryptoMind Group. So we are pretty much digital asset fund management firm in Thailand, licensed by the SEC. Or เรียกง่ายๆภาษาไทยก็คือผู้จัดการเงินทุนสินทรัพย์ดิจิทัลก็คือ
Okay.
เป็นผู้บริหารดำรงตำแหน่งเป็น Chief Commercial Officer ครับ
Okay. So, what digital asset management, correct? So, can you just explain how does this digital asset management work
Sure.
to our audiences?
Right. So I think a lot of people are quite familiar with fund management. Fund management in Thai, if you translate, it's pretty much กองทุน
Yeah.
So คนน่าจะเข้าใจว่ากองทุนคืออะไร Basically, it is fund management of stocks or of commodities or of different kinds of asset classes. So digital asset fund management is pretty much the same, just in digital asset space, pretty much the crypto space. So การบริหาร or the management of work is pretty much like a blueprint of the traditional finance, but adapting in the crypto space. It is a growing sector, and the Thai SEC also promotes the sector because of its growth rate, which is expected to be much more than other sectors of the economy. So we want to be like a key player in the region, and also pushing for Thailand to be the digital hub in this way.
Okay, as an CCO, what is your job in this digital sector that you are handling?
As a CCO, I overlook different things and different aspects of the company. So partnerships, business development, deals, products under the shelf, investors, who are the main investors, whether it's retails, whether it's corporates, or whether it's high net worth. So we have different kind of funds catering to different risks for different people come into the space. Often than not, I've seen a lot of people with not much knowledge. So not everybody understands what, oh, crypto, okay. A lot of people are quite skeptic ว่า is it good is it bad มันคืออะไรมันเป็นการหลอกลวงหรือเปล่าทุกวันนี้ยังได้คำถามพวกนี้อยู่
So, let's get more detailed into it, as it's even it's difficult for me to understand. I've heard of blockchain.
Okay.
I've heard of cryptocurrency.
Right.
Correct. So, this CryptoMind company, which you are, and CCO and digital asset management.
Yes.
How does this digital thing and crypto and blockchain, is it one same thing? Can you just explain this to our viewers over here?
I think the main thing that will come about from here is the word blockchain.
Yeah.
The word blockchain is like a very strong backbone to the industry. So it is quite derived from a technological point of view. So just like the internet, which had the boom in the early 2000s, and it then grew, and pretty much it became a solid foundation to many things that we are seeing today. Just like that, cryptocurrencies and digital assets use the technology of blockchain.
Okay.
So we'll probably not get into too much
Yeah,
depth
yeah.
about blockchain.
So
but
basically,
it's like a
blockchain
technology
is like a technology.
that changes the financial world.
Okay. To support the financial world
Yes.
and the digital assets
Yes,
work. It's
Yeah.
just like a system, you mean?
exactly.
Correct?
It is like a system which is built, which is very much transparent, decentralized, and it creates ledgers in the technology of a blockchain.
Correct. So, talking of digital assets and cryptos, suppose as far we know, people invest in cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's one thing. And how do they do when they want to trade or do invest in something like the digital part that
Right.
you are?
Okay. So in the crypto space, people can select how they want to do the investments.
Correct.
The most common that you will see is exchanges. People have heard of Binance. People have in local there's BitCup. There's even Binance Thailand and other
These are
exchanges.
platforms for
These are
trading.
for exchanges, exactly.
Correct.
So people have to do the KYC and then people can trade. You can
Okay.
put the money and convert it into USDT or USDC, which is considered a stable coin, and then buy the crypto you want.
Okay.
Other ways, there are brokers, there are dealers, there are lots of other ways that you can get into buying the crypto space. And there's digital asset fund management like Merkle Capital, which I'm actually looking after under Crypto Mind Group.
So then how do people invest in this digital assets thing?
So even if you invest via DAFM, which is Digital Assets Fund Management, in the end, what happens is the fund managers also selects a credible and regulated exchange, which is a centralized exchange, and then use the client's money to invest on their behalf without having the client to be afraid of is it a
Something
legit
like
platform?
funds that you mean?
Exactly. So it's like
Okay.
Kongtun.
Yeah.
Kongtun, if you select a Kongtun, for example, SCBAM,
Correct.
for
So
example,
they will be the one who's working for you.
and then you invest into the fund management company, and then they will have a basket of products.
Correct.
And then what is each product and how does it look like depends on the fund management firm.
How is the growth of this digital world now during the last 3 to 5 years?
I would say that the growth rate in Thailand in the next 8 to 10 years, we'd expect annual growth about 9 to 10%, which is very high given the
And
GDP
in the
is like
past?
2%. In the past, it's been growing consistently at a similar rate. And in the ranking last year, Thailand got ranked number 10 as the most adaptive country in the crypto space, which is top 10 in the world. It's a very big thing. If you look at America, Vietnam, Dubai, Singapore, and all the big names, if you'd say about financial space, I think Thailand is very much up there. And now the support from the regulatories has also become more prominent.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to check now.
Yeah.
All these things that we are talking about regarding regulations,
Right.
how has the process of these regulations been by Thailand? So today, if the regulations are going ahead, future, if there are some obstacles, people who are investing in it, won't they lose?
Right. So, speaking of regulatories, I think there are three main bodies that we have to speak about. The main one is SEC, and in Thai,
SEC.
it's the Koloto.
Correct.
So เป็นผู้กำกับว่าจริงๆแล้วการลงทุนในตลาดหุ้นก็ตามตลาดการลงทุนทั่วไปเลยแม้ว่าจะเป็นเซ็ตเป็นตลาด MAI ก็ตามหรือจริงๆตลาดคริปโตก็ตามเนี่ยผู้กำกับผู้ดูแล
Is
คือ
the
กลต
SEC.
is the SEC.
Okay.
So everything and every player who is licensed have to go in accordance to their framework.
Regulations.
Yes. Now there's also Bank Chart. Bank Chart, if there's some or any instruments which has to do pretty much with Thai baht, if it's เป็นการพัวพันกับค่าเงิน หรือว่าเป็นการที่เป็นแทรกแซงเรื่องของพวกไทยบาทเนี่ยแบงก์ชาติก็จะมีบทบาทมากขึ้น แต่ว่าล่าสุด which is I think about a month ago I got an opportunity to go and meet ท่านปิ่นสาย he is the อธิบดี of กรมสรรพากร
Okay.
so before the recent announcements of exemption of tax to the retails and the investors in Thailand who is using exchange dealers and brokers for 5 years, which has already been announced. We were in discussion right before that. Also เป็นการพูดคุยแบบให้คำแนะนำกันว่าเพื่อที่จะส่งเสริมอินดัสทรีนี้พวกเราควรจะทำยังไง so glad to be part of
At present, there are no taxes in
It
this.
was just announced that exemptions are being made in Thailand for the next 5 years. So
for this industry.
yes, but the main reason for this, if we dig in deep, we'll actually see that the main cause of it is เงินของคนไทยอยู่นอกประเทศเยอะมาก
The fund is going, money is going
Yes,
outside
it's
the
going
country.
out เพราะคนกลัว rules regulations กลัวโดนภาษีกลัวนู่นกลัวนี่จนทุกคนบอกว่ากูไม่เอาเงินเข้ามาดีกว่า but this has to change because if you want to make it as a digital financial hub there must be
The regulations should be
incentives from the
in
people who are doing the regulations.
correct.
So this is a very bold move, and now people are slowly adapting to
adapting to
bringing money back, maybe via crypto and not. So if it's under regulated exchanges, regulated brokers, dealers, it's a good picture.
Okay, so that was regarding him as a CCO, digital management, cryptocurrency. Let's get a bit personal. From a family background that we know from the textile industry, what brought you to this industry?
Might have to rewind back a bit about myself. So I went to continue my my education in Australia since I was 16. So I
Okay.
went quite young, just after school.
Finishing school.
Yes. So when
Which school was it?
I was at Thai Sik
Thai
International
Sik
School,
International
right?
School.
Um, I finished Thai Sik in the year 2005, 2006, and then I went to Australia right away
Okay.
for further education of about 4 years.
Which field was it?
I did finance and accounting.
Okay.
So I've always had a good interest about this. At that time ที่บ้านก็ยังทำงานกันอยู่ก็คือใน textiles business ก็ถือว่าพี่น้องคุณพ่อก็เป็นกงสีกันนะร้านราชาบราเดอร์
ครับ
ครับผมก็จริงๆแล้วหลังจากนั้นก็แยกย้ายธุรกิจกันไป so I think I didn't join. There are a few reasons to it. One is the discontinuation of the work itself, and number two, really thankful for my dad and my parents that gave me the opportunity to get such a good education in a way that there are so many opportunities out there that I can find and sustain myself with. So I felt ว่าที่สำคัญมากในเรื่องของการลงทุนพวกนี้คือ everybody strives for financial freedom and there's no direct way or better way to do it in the if not the investment space and financial instruments, then everything else is like a business and indirect
So
thing.
was this your first work job?
Not really. My first job was actually in Australia while I was still studying. So I worked at a restaurant and a bit of a telecommunications company. And then I came back. I worked at Ernst and Young as an international tax consultant. And then I used to run Airbnb as a super host. I was super host for so many years.
Super host.
Yeah, super
Oh,
host.
what's that?
So when you are a super host of Airbnb, all your listings become seen first. But you need to have like 4.8 to 4.9 stars out of 5 for all your guests giving reviews.
Okay.
So which means that when you're at that stage, the business becomes quite easy and good because you are a super host. You're taking care of the guests and the property very well for the company.
Okay.
So it's your own property, obviously, but you management you manage it.
You manage it in a better way
Yeah, in
to
a
get
better
the
way. But
photos.
the reason I could do that is because I didn't have a lot of listings. So if you have like 30, 40 listings, it's almost impossible to control the quality.
Correct.
But I have fewer than that, so it's easier to do that.
So that means Mana is also a real estate agent.
Yeah, in a way you can say I just try to maximize the returns.
Okay.
But then other than that, I opened my tutoring school before COVID a couple of years. I think it was 2015.
Okay.
Right through COVID, and then after COVID, a lot of students didn't show up.
What subject were you tutoring?
Finance,
Finance.
business,
For the
accounting.
students, university level students, or
University students mostly. Even went to speak at universities at times. So at Chula, Mahidol, and even Sasin students were my students. Yeah. But
so
other
that
than
was your road to. But then, what made you think this blockchain industry, cryptocurrency, or this segment of the business is the future that you decided to join it and just dig deep into it? Are you sure
Yeah.
it's the right choice?
Before joining the company, which I'm at right now, which almost about 4 years now, I had an offer to do fund management in the traditional finance field, which is กองทุน. There's about 7 billion baht in management, which
Okay.
is way bigger than what I've started at this company
Yeah.
at that time. So it was a comparison.
So then why that one is already sure
Yeah.
with a bigger investment funding with old school? Why choose this segment?
I mean, with the trending of the changes that's coming in the investment world, when I grew up in the uni, I had no idea that actually banks were big money making machines in business. I always thought that bank was like, oh, โอเคเป็นผู้ดูแลเงินให้เราคุณพ่อไปแบงก์ไปเก็บเงินอะไรเหมือนกับว่า bank it's a very good service provider for us and a very safe thing.
Correct.
But after the subprime crisis, we have seen financial giants in America fall. I've come to realize that actually they are there just to do business and to save themselves. So there's just another public company for business. And in this aspect, I can clearly say that even แบงก์ไทยปีที่ผ่านมาทุกแบงก์ทำเงิน4-5 หมื่นล้านในกำไร so they are very big businesses. It came to a thought ว่า okay, coming back to your question was stocks. In the past 10 years, S&P 500 had made an average return of about 11 to 12% on average. In that time frame, accumulative return for gold is about 80%.
80.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
18.
that. 80.
Per-
So pretty much it's double.
Okay.
So 10 years ago, whatever the price is, you'd say like ประมาณ 25,000 บาทต่อ1บาทของทอง วันนี้อาจจะประมาณ 50,000. So for instance, it's double pretty much. But the crypto space has seen a lot of higher growth rate. So let's say Bitcoin, which is the mother of all coins,
Correct.
you'd say it's หลายหมื่น%. So it's intrigued me. Well, this space is lesser known to the crowd and still has a very high growth rate. Adaption and adoption is starting to be higher. And recently, like BlackRock, the biggest fund company in America, has given green signals to ETF, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin, which means that coming into the space is a better decision given the future trend of it. It's like a gamble that โอเคก่อนที่ทุกคนจะเริ่มเข้าใจเริ่มใช้อะอยู่จะเข้ามาก่อนเลยเหรอแต่ว่า it's fine because you need to take a leap of faith sometimes, no?
So that was your reason for
Yeah.
seeing the percentage of
Yes,
returns
and the growth rate.
and the growth rate of this
Yes.
crypto. So that was why you
Yes.
chose this segment, not the other fundraising company.
Yeah, that was already
Are you
well
enjoying?
established. Yeah, I'm loving it actually. Yeah, I'm getting lots of interesting things to learn about every day in aspects of the clients, in aspects of partnerships, in aspects of the world changing and revolving in this space, such that in the next 3 to 5 years, I think that the fiat money, which is the local currency of different countries, are going to have to slowly evolve into using uh, stable coins,
Correct.
which is already happening. So it's pretty much that who is the faster mover will actually get the bigger market share. And there's no better way of helping the ecosystem here and enjoying it at the very same time. Because if you don't enjoy it, you can't do it.
So that means you are working as a CCO. Along with that, do you also invest in it?
Yes, I do.
Investment tips. What would you say? So in what segment would you put your money, and would you advise our viewers to put your money?
Firstly, if you don't understand the space, don't invest in it.
Okay.
That's number one rule. Don't come in because of FOMO, fear of missing out. โอ้เพื่อนกูแม่งซื้อรถซื้อบ้านรวยจากคริปโตแล้ว if you are that person you ลงทุน you're gonna get a drawdown of 50%อ้าวทำไมกูติดลบ because you follow them blindly. Actually, it's very important. Everyone must do their own due diligence. What is the right time to buy? Why not? Actually, there's so many metrics that you can see. For instance, the average price of Bitcoin that everyone is holding compared to the current price, is it a lot different?
Yeah.
ถ้าต้นทุนของทุกคนถูกกว่าตรงนี้ 4-5 เท่า คุณไปเข้าตอนนี้คุณก็เสียเปรียบยักษ์ใหญ่ที่จะเทขาย อยู่ก็ถือว่าอยู่ติดดอยได้
So you don't think they can invest now?
No, right now this ratio is called MVRV, market value to realized value. It is about 2.1 at the moment, which
Okay.
means that at this point ต้นทุนเฉลี่ยกว่ากับต้นทุนของคนทั่วไปที่ซื้อ
Mm.
ประมาณ2เท่า ตอนแรกเวลามันเคยลงไป$15,000ตอนนั้นอยู่0.7เท่า0.8เท่า which means that you're buying at a lower price than what the people are buying
Correct.
from before so อยู่ได้เปรียบต้นทุนอยู่ถูกกว่า
Mm.
so these are on-chain data that if you're in the space you might get a little bit of edge ว่าโอเค normally แล้วตามสถิติคนเราไปขายตอน MVRV เท่าไหร่ answer is about 3.5 to 4. So there's still room to grow according to the history before
Okay.
people actually have another dump cycle.
Where would you put your money as of today in investment?
You need diversification 100%. Even if people don't understand this new space, digital space, I think 5 to 7%, according to researchers, have also shown that it's going to boost up your portfolio quite a bit in terms of risk. So the returns is going to go higher compared to the risk. But regardless of this, I'd say definitely hold some cash for for the ตลาดในขาลงจะได้โอกาสซื้อเยอะ example a couple of days that has passed you've seen KTC โดน margin call
This you're talking of the stock exchange.
yeah stock exchange in Thai we've seen KTC dwindle down for about a lot yeah
15%.
ตอนนี้โดน flow 2 วันติด and today it had a rebound AOT Airport of Thailand used to be at 70-80 baht and it came right to 26-27 baht today is 32 baht so if you always have cash at your hand even if you want to invest at short term long term or mid term อยู่ได้เปรียบ so ส่วนหนึ่งต้องมีเงินสด ส่วนหนึ่งควรจะเป็นอสังหา
Real
เพราะว่า
estate.
มันเป็นเหมือนกับไม้กันหมามีไว้ดีกว่า เพราะว่ามันไม่ได้จำเป็นว่าทุกอย่างต้อง liquid บางที liquid คนเราลงทุนผิดเงินมันก็หายไปง่าย อะไรที่ขายยากจริงๆก็ wealth ที่อยู่มีมันก็ติดมืออยู่นานหน่อยก็มี passive
Definitely.
income and then a bit of crypto bit of bond if you know these markets but one thing I definitely recommend to youngsters is don't just go for investments in life. You need to do something active as well. Investments is something you will get. I mean, it's good if you have เงินถังขนาดนั้นลองผิดลองถูกได้ it's a different thing. But concurrently or side by side working at some projects เป็นพนักงานบริษัท business ตัวเอง startup doesn't really matter. But don't just invest. That's not very healthy in my opinion. You can do ควบคู่ and then eventually you can switch to this. But it teaches you a lot of
They'll
things.
do hand in hand.
Yeah, you get to learn a lot, you get to meet people, but that's the purpose of the whole thing. You don't want just to be staring at the screen all the time. You need to have a growth
Let the
mindset.
money do the job for you.
Yeah, eventually that's good. But a very important thing that is effective with exactly what we are saying is start your investments early because time eventually becomes your most loyal business partner. So this is a must. And in Thai, if I would say something, I'd say that การลงทุนไม่ใช่ทางเลือกแต่คือทางรอด
Why do you say that? If we have seen
real
life's
life.
journey,
Yeah.
we've seen mostly our elders are in the trading business.
Yes.
With trading business, it has been carried on. All of a sudden, trading business has started to die
Yes.
out.
And who are the
And many of
survivors
the
today?
people who haven't invested, so they're finding it difficult to continue the trading business.
Exactly.
So you mean to say the uncertainty in this world
Yes.
means
I
you
mean,
need to put your money somewhere also.
yes. So the survivors, example in the textiles business, so the people who are extremely big players, they can do well, they get the market share, and everything has become more credit oriented when you collect the receivables from your customer. But if you speak on a statistics point of view, you'd see that the people who are still doing okay and well have a lot of passive income. They've already invested in stocks at an early price, early stage, and they've invested in real estate. So what they are doing, even if it doesn't do well, does not harm their lifestyle that much. But at the same time, if you start early, the power of compounding is actually going to help you. ปีแรกไปถึงปีที่2ไปถึงปีที่3เนี่ยกราฟขึ้นแค่นี้แต่หลังปีที่12 15กราฟมันขึ้นสตีปมาก so if you are there long enough you're definitely going to see your portfolio grow a lot people speak of Warren Buffett he's 90 plus and he is super rich but at the age of below 60 59 60 he's a very normal investor he made a fortune after 60 and he started investing at 11 so his compound power just showed after 40, 50 years. So there's no quick way.
Long-term investment.
Yeah, yeah.
Long-term
Actually,
pays.
yes. Maybe we don't get to eat ลูกหลานได้กิน อันนี้
Uh,
อีกเรื่องหนึ่ง
uh.
แต่ว่าต้องเริ่มเร็วแหละ
For new investors, young investors with not that much money, how you want to explain how to compound their money?
Have a ratio in mind. Start earning first. Number one is earning. Doesn't matter how much. บางที at starting jobs nowadays 20 30,000 is there for hold in the market อาจจะดูน้อย แต่ว่าไม่ใช่ทุกอย่าง หรือว่าไม่ใช่ทุกคนจะประสบความสำเร็จในการที่สร้าง business ของตัวเอง Everybody dreams to be entrepreneurs which is very good but I think there's a term that a lot of people forget and it can do equally well at some point in time you'll be able to use that a lot is intrapreneurship is entrepreneur but you're actually working in a company but you think like the business owner you make changes ตรงนี้ไม่ดีตรงนี้ดีผมว่าต้องอย่างนี้อย่างนั้นคือ you're taking lead as an employee to think like the entrepreneurs it's a big step up in the way that even the people who started a company or starts the company will see the fire in you and you won't just stop there there's so much ladder จริงๆแล้ววันนี้ถามเพื่อนๆหลายคนที่ทำ business เขาก็เหมือนกับคนในอยากออกคนนอกอยากเข้าเขาบอกว่างานกูไม่ดีเลยถ้ามี fixed income อย่างนี้ก็ดี no job is easy but do the best in the field you have I think so so I cannot stop reading news every day. Every day in the morning, couple of hours, I have to read Bloomberg, Seeking Alpha. I have to read big platforms because I have to keep myself updated all the time. What's happening? And you make a move faster than the average person. That's the only way that your money moves to the right place faster. That's how you win in investment. So work a lot, work hard, split some money into savings, obviously. Spend, have a good life. Khao Pio Ash Karo. Very interesting, very true also. I think it's the way to go. So another thing for a thing to think about is कौन ज़्यादा सुखी है सोने के चेन वाला या चेन से सोने वाला
कौन
आप बताओ so yeah so I mean not everything is about money so you have to have fun with what you do as well but คนรุ่นใหม่ก็อยากให้ลองค้นหาตัวเองให้มากที่สุด
Any last piece of advice to our audience as your life has brought you
yes
through different fields, different ups and downs, coming here as a CCO,
yeah
giving motivational speaks throughout, teaching people about the digital
right
market, blockchains. We've seen you on various platforms, doing lectures and all. You're happy in your job.
yes
What have you experienced during your ride? You have been motivating many youths, many people as they follow you. What piece of advice would you like to give them?
one thing is start early aim for multiple streams of income okay this is probably basic stuff but you'll realize it as you age
Okay.
I think it's good to have fun when you're young and everything but obviously you can start smaller amounts but start early I think the power of compounding is going to help a lot have multiple streams of income and in the end you should actually do what you actually like also so do or be involved in a field that you are happy to continue and to grow don't jump around too much because in the end I believe life is pretty much random I mean we are sitting here I'm as the position of this company but I don't even know if tomorrow what's going to happen so nobody knows life is random but always progress yourself all the time always don't stop Kalialu as long as you can is very important. And one small piece of advice is regarding this is something which is less spoken about, but as a corporate person, I would suggest this for youngsters that IQ is not enough. You need a lot of EQ to grow in life. You can be the smartest person in the room, but the smartest person in the room can go so far until the ceiling
Correct.
because there's not enough EQ. So you need to be able to handle people because in the end, people is the resource that carries people to the next level.
Correct. That was our guest for today, Mana Khanijou, CCO of
Merkle Capital.
Merkle Capital, which is the son company of
Cryptomine.
Cryptomine. I've heard Cryptomine has 10 other companies
Yeah,
under its umbrella.
around
So we haven't
7,
talked
8.
about that. We'll get that for some other time. And anyway, thank you for being today on TSN Talks. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And a big thank you to our guest,
Thank
Mana
you.
Khanijou, for joining us here today on TSN Talks. Hopefully, we will be having many more from various segments, various industries whom we would like to invite. And we have sent so many invitations. Everybody has accepted it. Since it's a weekly program, every week here on TSN Talks, we'll bring the best for you. Please keep watching us on all our platforms. Thank you and Swadee Khap.
मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद पंजाबी आ गए ओए कट 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 कट